How's it going, everyone? Wizard Terrence here. Thought I'd post another video just so I can have a log of all my experiences. I've separated a couple of them. This is another story that I believe may be of an angel visit when I was young. And there's reasons for that, as you'll see, but it's funny how you can look back and identify certain things that have happened in your life, and some of them make you wonder, and this is one of those stories. So I was probably, and I'm just guessing here, I was in early grade school, and I can barely remember what school it was. I went to a lot of schools, but this school had a fence. What to me probably seemed like a high fence because of my size at that age. Was at the back of the schoolyard, and one day I was hungry at the time. It's the 70s, and I don't think I had a lunch on me at school or anything, but I saw that there was a garden that came up to the fence. It backed up to the fence, and in it was some strawberries, and one of them was much bigger than the rest and brighter red. And I knew, trying to take it, I didn't think of it like stealing, but I knew it was wrong. So I looked both ways before I tried to squeeze. Oh, I was big enough that I could barely squeeze my hands through your common chain link fence. That's how, but I was able to get my hand in. But anyways, I looked both ways, up and down the fence, and there was only, I think there was one tree in the yard, but it was thin, and there was this garden. So I looked, made sure the coast was clear. I didn't think about what I was doing when I was that young, but I looked hard just to make sure nobody would see what I was doing. And then I squeezed my hand into the fence, and I kept checking, trying to get my hand through the little chain link. And once I had just about grabbed the strawberry, out of nowhere, and I swear to God, it scared the living daylights out of me. This lady reached down and grabbed my hand. Well, I'm barely able to get it through the fence, and there was no pulling it out quick. And she grabbed my hand and yelled at me, "Don't you steal from me, and if you want something, you ask." And I was humiliated and terrified at the same time, and I just wanted to get my hand out of there. Now this lady looked like the lady like the lady that used to be on the syrup bottle. I mean, dressed the same and everything. And I was so terrified, but she had me, and I thought, that was it. But the weird thing is that she had a basket, like the old wooden oval baskets, with the wooden loop on it. And I don't know if those are still around, but if you're my age, you'll know about them. It was packed full of strawberries, uh, just like the ones I was reaching for. And so she went to push them, not push them, but hand them to me in my hand. And I thought it was a trick, because she was already, I mean, it came out literally out of nowhere. I mean, I was looking back and forth, there was nowhere to hide. And then, I mean, I didn't hear her coming or anything, just grabbed my hand when I looked down at the strawberry. And so I don't know if I took the strawberry or not, but I remember that. And I recognized it for what it was. And it was stealing, and I never attempted that again in my entire life. So I didn't know it at the time, because kids that age don't think of it like stealing. But something came up when I was working in retail. I was managing an entertainment store, and this lady came in, this mother came in with her daughter, walked up to the counter and said, and her daughter wasn't looking at me. She had her eyes down, and her mother made her hand me these stolen stickers that were in the store. And I knew just what to do because of the way I learned. So I looked at her. I said, "Did you take these from me?" And then she wouldn't really look at me. And I said, "Don't you steal from me. If you want something, you ask for it." And the mother's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like this is what she needs." And I said, "Here, come around the other side of the counter. Come with me." So I walked up the power aisle there where she had picked up these stickers from a box that was there out on a stand. And I reached in and I grabbed a whole stack of these stickers. And the mother's kind of looking like, "What's going on here?" And I look at her, and the girl did the same thing I did. She thought it was a trick. I said, "You want something? You ask for it." And I grabbed the stack, just a stack of them, and I went to hand it to her, and she didn't want to take it either. And the mother's like, "What are you doing?" And I looked at her. I said, "Never mind." So she looked kind of ticked off, like I was supporting what her theft, rewarding her for it. And I knew it wasn't about that at all. So she walked out of the store upset. And then it was like a couple days later, she walked back into the store. She came up to me and she had this puzzled look on her face. And she said, "Why did you do what you did?" So then I told her the story of how I learned. And I said, "Look, there's something about the humility of stealing from somebody that's good, that and you realize you didn't have to cheat somebody to do it. It changed me, and I think it'll change her." And she walked all the way around the counter to leave, and she's nodding her head. So I don't know what happened, but I think that I was able to pass on the lesson that I learned from who I considered to be an angel, because I remember that event from when I was really, really small, and that lady appeared out of nowhere. I mean, shockingly out of nowhere, and I was able to, it changed me so much in that moment that I never forgot it, and I'm telling that story today, so much so, and that's decades and decades and decades later. I think that's all I'll say about that one. But in my mind, she was an angel. They walk among us. Remember, it said in the Bible, there are different translations of it, but one of them is, "Be careful what you say unto strangers, for you will have entertained angels unaware." I think that's the end of the story. I'll come back with another video. Wizard Terrence out.